Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I like to stay active. I try to come in here at least 3 times a week and just get my 1-hour workout in. Since September, I think I've put on 22 pounds of muscle. I think my vertical has gone up plus 5 inches. I've gotten a lot faster since then too. I can hit the ball further. In football, I can push people around more. It's basketball easier too. Just being stronger just makes everything easier.
Brandon started with gym rats basketball training. After one of the sessions, he came up to me and he wanted to know if he could do more. So Brandon started the EDGE program in November, in addition to the club training he was doing, because it offers personalized programming for his athletic goals. PSN Performance uses a long-term athletic development pyramid. At such a young age, it's really good for Brandon to set the foundation of athletic development. Since he is in season all year round, he has to be ready for all the physical demands. So he does a lot more strength training, just because in basketball he sprints and cuts a lot. In baseball he's doing a lot of sprinting. In football he does a lot of sprinting and jumping. So preparing him to withstand the physical demands of those games, he does a lot more strength training.
I like all the lower body stuff the best. I do goblet squats, split squats, back squat, front squat, a lot of those. Tyler knows what's best for me. He always points me in the right direction. He just pushes me to go harder every day.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here.
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 I belong here.
Athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
In 4 years, this could be you.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts.
You belong here!
Our football team haven't won a sectional title in 32 years.
There's no team better than us if we just do our job.
Nobody really want to lose no more.
All you want is greatness. You want me 1, 2, 3?
This is the game that's been on my calendar all year.
We gonna need fan discipline.
We a whole different Northside team.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
And welcome back to the cage here at Concordia. It is boys basketball between Concordia and Bishop Luers, an SAC matchup coming your way here on SummitCitySports.com. I'm Thad Goff bringing you the broadcast. Now, Bishop Luers, they come into this game 4-7. They had a good start to the season, winning 4 of their first 6. But the Knights have lost their last 5, and that started with a home game against Homestead, and Homestead's tough just about every year under head coach Chris Johnson. Then it was tournament play for Luers. They lost to Kokomo, followed by losses to South Bend, Riley, and Columbia City. I believe that tournament was at Kokomo. And then back on Tuesday, the Knights came back home and lost to Jay County. They'll look to snap that losing streak here on the road against Concordia. This is the second game back from the break for Bishop Luers this season. Luers is led by head coach Seth Coughing, and Seth Coughing has 8 years of coaching experience, 8 years of head coaching experience, I should say, 20 years overall of coaching experience. He has coached here in Indiana at Garrett High School for a couple of years, was a varsity head coach there, and also was a head coach at Parkdale High School in Maryland, and a head coach at Alcona High School in Michigan. So Seth Coughing has been around the block in his time as a head coach, and this is his first year as a head coach at Luers, was an assistant coach last year under Fonzo White. White, I believe, was a head coach for 4 years and won a SAC title back in the 2019-2020 season. Of course, was before the season ended due to COVID. We didn't have a state championship. Of course, Luers was ousted by Leo in the first round of sectionals that year. Now for Concordia, they did pull off a pretty good upset against Dwenger, but ended up falling to Leo in the sectional championship that year, much like they did this past year. However, the Cadets come into this game with a record of 6-2 overall. It started with a road win against Leo, also won on the road against Belmont, and then they had that thriller against Carroll, who's 3-3 right now. There's a lot of talent on that Carroll team, so that was a big win for Concordia. Avery Cook hitting those 3 straight free throws to win it for the Cadets. And then the only other home game that Concordia has played this year was against New Haven. Cadets won that one 62-52 against the New Haven team that they are under 500, yes, but they like to go fast up and down the court. And, of course, they got a lot of good ball players. You think of Darion Brooks. You think of JoJo Robertson. Mylan Graham may not score a lot of points, but he is a quick ball player when he's on the court. So that's a big win for Concordia. And, of course, they did lose to Lawrence North over at Connorsville in tournament play over the holiday break. They followed that up with a win against Rock Creek, 72-64. And for Concordia, this is their first game since coming back from the Christmas break. And Concordia has a lot of talented ball players. You think of a Johnny Washington, he's a leading scorer with over 14 points per game. Cole Hayworth is averaging double figures, and he can light it up from downtown. Speaking of lighting it up from downtown, Joe Tapp and David Speckard. They're not scoring in double figures, but they can line it up from downtown, and they've been doing that this season. Both shooting it over 30% from beyond the arc. We're going to have the announcement of the starting lineup in a matter of moments. We had the national anthem before the girls' game. We may or may not have it before the boys' game. We'll see. Going to go right into the starting lineups, it looks like.
Boys basketball contest. First for our guests from Bishop Luers High School. A 6'3" senior, number 2, Nick Thompson. A 6'5" sophomore, number 3, Danny Kelly. A 6'4" junior, number 4, Isaac Zay. A 6'4" junior, number 5, Damian Jackson. And a 5'10" junior, number 11, Cadell Wallace. The Knights are coached by Seth Hawking, assisted by Jake Kuhn and Leander Williams. At this time, we welcome to the floor the JROTC mascot.
Something that we had at the beginning of the girls' game, the JROTC mascot coming out and doing a little, it wasn't a 21-gun salute. It was they got 4 guns. You can see it right there at the top of your screen. And my guess is those are not real bullets because they were firing them here inside the cage. If they were real bullets, it would have broken the ceiling, and Concordia High School would have been out quite a bit of money. So obviously not real bullets being fired. We'll see if we can count how many shots I think they fire 5 shots apiece. For the 5 starters that will be announced for Concordia in just a matter of moments. So that's, it's not quite 21 guns, but it's 20 guns. I've ever witnessed a 21-gun salute. I witnessed one when my grandfather passed away. Had 7 armed gunmen, and they each fired 3 shots. So it looks like we're ready for the starting lineup for Concordia.
And now for your Concordia Cadets. A 6'1" sophomore from Emmanuel St. Michael, number 2, Avery Cook. A 6'2" junior from Concordia, number 12, Johnny Washington. A 6'5" senior from Holy Cross, number 15, David Speckard. A 6'3" senior from Concordia, number 24, Joe Tapp. And a 6'5" junior from St. Paul's, number 30, Cole Hayward. The cadets are coached by Phil Bronfman, assisted by Greg Greenberg and John Pebbles.
Now, one guy that I imagine we'll see off the bench quite a bit is Alan Termolen. He's 6'6". We might also see Grant Hayworth. He's 6'5". They bring a little inside presence for Concordia. Now for Luers, you heard the starting lineups. One of those starters announced was Cadell Wallace. He is the Knights' leading scorer, and he is averaging 16.9 points per game. We're just about ready to go in this game between Luers and Concordia. Second game of the 2023 calendar year for Bishop Luers, first for Concordia. It's Termolen tipping off against Danny Kelly. Excuse me, that was Hayworth tipping off against Danny Kelly, and Concordia wins it. They win the tip, that is. This is Joe Tapp. He's shooting over 40% from beyond the arc. But Washington's so dangerous with the ball in his hands, trying to get it going right away, and he was fouled on the shot. One might be worth another look. Cadell Wallace. Check that. Isaac Zay called for the foul. We'll get a look at this foul in a moment after Washington shoots this free throw. Doesn't take him long to get on the board. Our replays is always brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. Well, maybe pushed down a little bit, I don't know. Washington, though, goes 1 for 2 at the charity stripe. Concordia with the early lead. Cadell Wallace, the southpaw, missed the three. And that is David Speckard with the rebound. Washington, quick down the floor. He finds Speckard. You know Speckard can shoot it from out there. Here's Joe Tapp. That's a 2 if it goes, and it does. First made field goal of the game, and it belongs to the senior Joe Tapp. Driving to the basket is Isaac Zay, a multi-sport athlete. He was a wide receiver on Luers' football team. Wallace falling away, and helping out for the rebound there was Speckard. He helped knock it to Cole Hayworth. Wallace guarding Washington and doing a good job of it. That is a deep three, and I mean deep, but no trouble at all for Cole Hayworth. Cole Hayworth averaging double figures on the season. He's 6'5", but he's not afraid to let it fly from downtown. When he does let it fly, good things often happen. Wallace looking to drive against Avery Cook, and so continues a trend that has continued on into this season. Avery Cook has often been asked to guard some really good ball players in his career at Concordia. He's a sophomore. Last year he had the honor of guarding Lewis Jones at Blackhawk Christian. And when Concordia went on the road to Kilmer Court to play Snyder, he got to guard Carson Jenkins, a guy who could light you up for 20-plus points on any given night. Now, who's he guarded this year? He's guarded Jackson McGee against Leo. He's guarded JoJo Robertson against New Haven. There's Joe Tapp trying to create a turnover. They swing it inside. Basket is good. Damian Jackson. And that gets Luers on the board. And by the way, I believe Cook was also tasked with guarding Cannon Hauser of the Carroll Chargers. And here's Cook with the ball. Check that. That's Speckard. A little bit too strong. A good contest at the rim. That was Danny Kelly guarding for the Knights. That's going to be a blocking foul. Isaac Zay drives to the basket and draws the foul on Tapp. And he also draws the boo birds from the home crowd. A couple free throws coming up for Isaac Zay as he tries to help cut this deficit down. Concordia started out with a 6-0 run, but Luers looking to score on back-to-back possessions. A little discussion between the officials. It looked pretty clear that that was a shooting foul. And it also looked pretty clear that Joe Tapp was the one who committed the foul, and now the officials have confirmed that. But Zay a little long on that first free throw. 5:37 on the clock here in the first quarter. We've had a grand total of 1 made free throw so far. Zay trying to get Luers' first made free throw. He does not. And the rebound comes out to Speckard. Here's Washington down the floor for Concordia. He fires a three right away, but it's too strong. Just a little bit long on that three ball as Jackson grabs the board and right back at you. Isaac Zay finds a soft spot on the other side of the court. Here's Hayworth. He's already knocked down a three in this game. Hayworth gets inside. Contested shot. Good D by Nick Thompson. Thompson got some starting minutes when he was a freshman. Oh, Wallace going for the blow-by. Thought for a second he might fire it from downtown, but instead it's Zay, and that'll tie the game. A baseline jumper. I beg your pardon there. It's 6-6, not 8-6. Isaac Zay hearing his name chanted from the visiting Luers students. Speckard fouled on the way up. There's the student section from Concordia. Every now and then from some of the games this year, the Cadets have had some creative garment themes on the season, such as workman's clothes, luminous yellow shirts and orange shirts that you sometimes see construction workers wear. Speckard kind of leaning into that free throw. And here's Grant Hayworth into the game for the first time. Doesn't really seem anything special this time as far as the student section is concerned. We do have a Peyton Manning jersey. It's about as special as it gets, but that's plenty special enough here in the state of Indiana. Nick Thompson got to start some games as a freshman with Bishop Luers on Fonzo White's Knights. That was a Knights team that won an SAC title. Getting to the basket is Danny Kelly. Back and forth we go here at the cage. The new and improved cage, the Eugene Parker court. It's an awful nice looking court. A little strong on the shot was Hayworth. Grant Hayworth has it blocked. I believe that was Jackson. Dish inside blocked by Cook. He's tagged with a foul. And now Isaac Zay will get a chance to give Luers the lead. Avery Cook commits his second foul. Zay a little bit short on that first free throw. If you're looking for the junior movement in Fort Wayne basketball, we got one here, especially for Luers. Second free throw, no good. Both free throws, no good, but a second chance. Washington the rebound. Luers had a chance to take the lead, and they go 0 for 2 from the line. Just mentioning Luers has 7 juniors on their squad. Here's one of Concordia's juniors with a midway pass. Cook, the sophomore, couldn't finish, and then Hayworth gets fouled on the rebound. It was Grant Hayworth who got fouled. Concordia, meanwhile, has 4 juniors on their roster. Johnny Washington is one of them, so is Cole Hayworth. The other 2 are Ben Bentz and Max Adair. Hayworth going to let it fly. A little bit too strong. He had enough space, but couldn't knock it down, but he stays back to get the steal. Got to be careful of that timeline, though. Now Tapp will let it fly. Too strong. I think somebody put a lid on the bucket, but wide open down the other end of the floor is Damian Jackson. He missed it. Speckard grabs the ball. Speckard cutting through. He scores. The scoring drought ends, and Concordia leads it by 2. Speckard found a soft spot, and nobody picked him up. That's his first field goal of the game. Gives the lead right back to Concordia. Wallace, the crossover. Loses the ball. Tapp forces the turnover. Washington into the paint. Floater, too strong. Tapp's got it. Wallace going for a steal. Tapp able to protect. Grant Hayworth sets the screen. Washington got it. It's a 2. A long 2 for Washington, but he's got his first made field goal of the game. Looking for Wallace was Zay, and he threw it away. Wallace went one way, Zay threw the ball another way. Give credit to Joe Tapp. Good defense there on his part. Wes Javins, the junior, checks into the game. One of 7 juniors on this Luers team. Like I said, it's a junior movement here at the cage. Speckard, count it, and a foul. David Speckard. He's got the last 4 points for Concordia. Check that, he's got 4 of the last 6. He had a go-ahead bucket earlier this quarter. The Cadets back up by 6. Short. We've got a lane violation. Is it against Luers? No, it's against Concordia.
Substitution for Concordia, number 3.
Kalen Williams-Thomas, a sophomore, comes into the game. Almost said Ulysses Jackson. He's a senior. Williams-Thomas is a sophomore. Williams-Thomas got some minutes at wide receiver this season for the Concordia football team, led by head coach Tim Manigal. Tim Manigal also the athletic director. Javens looking to go to work against Speckard. And here's Cameron Mitchell. Wallace looking for the blow-by. Oh, couldn't put it in. Washington crowded, had it stolen. Nick Thompson. And then Thompson walks. Washington back on his feet. Took a while to get off his knee. Looks like he's okay, though. Unless he's bothered by a calf issue, I'm not sure. Well, even if he is, he's going to stick it out. 6-point lead for Concordia. Speckard going to let it fly. It's short. Rebound run down by Wes Javens. Zay had it poked away. Washington with the active hands. Corner 3, too strong, but an offensive board by Javens. Tap back out. And Williams-Thomas comes up with a loose ball for Concordia. Carrying the call on Washington.
Substitution for Bishop Luers, number 3, Danny Kelly.
.35 seconds. Luers can hold for the final shot of the first quarter. This is Cadell Wallace. They get the ball over to Cam Mitchell. Wallace, the step back. A little bit long, ripped away by Speckard. And here comes Washington, down to 12 on the clock. Washington sets the play. Fires a 3, too strong. He's been so close on both of his threes so far. Desperation from half court. And Zay's shot banks off the glass. It's 14-8 in favor of Concordia at the end of 1. Be back for the second quarter in a moment on SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
Ready to begin the second quarter. It's Concordia leading 14-8. Luers, though, staying right in the thick of this game. It's a Luers team that's trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Concordia trying to get a winning streak going. Had a 3-game winning streak before running in. That was a 4-game winning streak before running into Lawrence North. Some tournament play over at Connorsville. Here's Isaac Zay, guarded by Cole Hayworth. That's Danny Kelly from downtown, and that's Luers' first 3 of the game. Danny Kelly with 5 points early on in this one for the Knights as Hayworth looks to attack. zips it to Williams-Thomas. Hayworth became a key part of this offense last year as a sophomore. A double-digit game against Carroll on the road. It's a back-and-forth game. Concordia was able to win it. That's a 2 if it goes, but it does not. Offensive rebound by Termolin, and he throws it away. And the only one there to recover for Concordia was their head coach, Phil Brockman. And now Luers has a chance to either make this a 1-point game or they can tie it with a 3. Danny Kelly just gave them their first 3 of the game. Each team has just 1 3 so far. They're going to say that Hayworth touched the ball. Zay to put it in for Luers. He finds Nick Thompson. Thompson was a wide receiver for Kyle Lindsey's Bishop Luers Knights football team. Wallace, the little receiver, a little defensive back. That was Zay who missed the 3 ball, and Washington has the board. Screened by Termolin. Getting his first minutes of this game. Termolin does have some starting experience as well. Williams-Thomas was thinking about a 3. Now he drives and finds Joe Tapp. Tapp, the floater, a little bit too strong. Door still open for Luers. Missing off the rim is Kelly. Putback is good. Isaac Zay in transition for the Knights. They've opened the second quarter on a 5-0 run. Washington able to find Termolin. Concordia will be in action tomorrow night against Blackhawk Christian. Termolin with an air ball. And Luers can take the lead. Thompson down the floor. Got it. Nick Thompson. It was only a matter of time before he got on the board. Luers with their first lead of the game. They like to play fast up and down the floor. It's really not that different as far as the scheme goes from when Fonzo White was the head coach. The Knights have held Concordia scoreless so far here in the second quarter. Washington brings it back outside. Seth Coughing praising his defense. Washington, oh, he curled it in. The crawling finger roll from Washington. This is Danny Kelly guarded by Termolin. Wallace will let it fly. Too strong. Williams-Thomas has the rebound. He went airborne to get it. Termolin the screen for Washington. Termolin to the paint. A little too strong. Still alive, and Termolin's got it. And Hayworth long on the 3. And that's a foul on Termolin. An elongated possession as Danny Kelly went crashing to the floor. Speckard will come back in for Concordia. Speckard was instrumental in that 6-0 run that Concordia used to close out the first quarter. But the Cadets started out with a 6-0 lead, and Luers was able to answer. They answered after that 6-0 run to close out the first quarter with a 7-0 run. That pass goes over the head of Damian Jackson, and another easy snag for Phil Brockman. Grant Hayworth will check back in. Grant Hayworth known for what he can do on the football field. He's played a little bit of linebacker, a little bit of defensive line. He's an instrumental part of Concordia's defense the last couple of years on the gridiron. Williams-Thomas finds Grant Hayworth, and little soft touch. And your wish is granted, Mr. Hayworth. Mitchell finds Jackson. Thompson on the drive toward the backcourt, recovered by Wallace. Tap picks him up defensively. Worth mentioning, Avery Cook, a really good defender for Concordia, has 2 fouls already, so he's getting some time on the bench. Blocked on the inside. Hayworth was there, and so was Williams-Thomas. I think Williams-Thomas was the one who blocked it. Williams-Thomas from downtown missed the 3. Danny Kelly has the board for Luers. Wallace, quick motor, and he's fouled. Joe Tapp called for the foul. That's his second. Wallace short on the free throw. Luers has been struggling from the line in this one. They get DeMarcus Barr into the game. He's a 5'10 sophomore. Excuse me, a 6'1 sophomore listed as a guard. Isaac Zay will come in for Luers. Second free throw for Wallace is good. And Cadell Wallace able to make this a 2-point game. That's his first point of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Washington gets a screen from Hayworth. Speckard with lots of space, but he missed the 3. Climbing the ladder for the board is Zay. And Luers again with a chance to tie or take the lead. Wallace through the paint. Thompson for the lead. Luers up by 1. Third lead change of the game so far. Luers' leads have not lasted long. Williams-Thomas on the attack. Puts it up, hits the floater. And Concordia is back on top. Zay poked away, but he's able to recover. Speckard harassing him. Wallace for 3 and another lead. Not this time. Foul called on the rebound attempt. Who's it on? They're going to call it on Damian Jackson. Seth Coughing pleading his case. Official says he came up and under, I think. A minute 40 left to play in this first half. It's become a back and forth second quarter. Luers' leads haven't lasted long, but we have had 4 lead changes in this quarter alone. We had none in the first. Hayworth the screen for Washington. Washington sizing it up. Now puts it up. Too strong. Zay, the lob up the court to Thompson. Thompson at the rim, count it, and a foul. Nick Thompson in transition. Kalen Williams-Thomas called for the foul. Wes Javins comes in as a sub for the Knights. And with 1:09 to go, Thompson will try to complete a 3-point play. Does not do so. It's Washington with the board. I believe Washington is the top rebounder on this Cadets team. Top rebounder, leader in assists, in addition to being their leading scorer. They go outside to Cole Hayworth. We're inside the final minute of the first half as Speckard finds Washington on the wing. Washington shooting at under 30% from beyond the arc this season. There's a lot of season left to be played, and Washington has proven in the last couple of years he can shoot it from beyond the arc. He's proven also that he can score consistently, and he's been doing that this year. And it looks like Concordia is going to hold for the final shot. We're down to 21 seconds as Washington continues to milk the clock. Hayworth sets the screen for him. Washington, the kick. Williams-Thomas missed the three. Thompson with the board. The lob up the floor. Wallace just throws it up. That was a prayer, but Wallace got it back. The reverse won't fall. And we'll go to halftime with Luers leading 21-20 over Concordia at the end of one. Well, while we have a break here, we're going to go get a few words from our sponsors. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Kelly Automotive Group is celebrating their 70th year in business. Shop all 14 of their dealerships and contact Kelly Automotive Group at brands@drivekelly.com. Tom Steel Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They'll help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com to learn more. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in the area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business. A system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. Are you ready to do what it takes to put your past behind you? Whether it's expunging your criminal record or helping you to get your driver's license reinstated, Jolly Law Firm is your answer. Shioka Cleaning and Restoration provides top-notch commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services in Northeast Indiana. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu to learn more. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it's game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260Sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. First quarter, it was Concordia that had the lead the whole way, but in the second quarter, it was more back and forth as Luers was able to get some stops and get their transition game going. They lead at 21-20 at halftime, and we'll be back after this break here on SummitCitySports.com.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football. A journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead Girls Golf Team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
Area sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
We are at halftime, and we're going to get one more word from the folks at Parkview Sports Medicine before we give you the first half stats. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in the new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic at the Sport 1 Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral is needed, saving you time and money. Visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more. Well, it's Luers who has the lead here at halftime. Their leading scorer for this game so far is Nick Thompson. He's got 7. Isaac Zay has 6. Danny Kelly with 5. Damian Jackson with 2. Cadell Wallace averaging just under 17 points a game. He's been held to just 1 so far. For Concordia, their leading scorer so far is David Speckard. He's got 6. Ajani Washington has 5. Cole Hayworth with 3. Grant Hayworth with 2. Joe Tapp with 2, and Kalen Williams-Thomas also with 2. And that's where we stand as far as the stats are concerned. And with Concordia, they've been playing more of the half-court offense. Bishop Luers, when they've been able to get stops, they've been able to set up their transition and get some scoring opportunities down the floor, and that has helped them to jump out into the lead. Concordia started this game with a 6-0 run. Luers came back to tie it. Then Concordia ended the first quarter on a 6-0 run. Luers took the lead early in the second quarter, and it's kind of been back and forth ever since then. 4 minutes to go in this halftime break. We're back in a matter of moments here on SummitCitySports.com.
I came into PSM my freshman year after volleyball. Just coming here just really improved mentally and physically. I brought in my strengths. I came in and I learned how to grow as an athlete. I mean, I've gotten stronger, sprint faster, get up higher. My jump has elevated. Working with Tyler, he built up my endurance for everything, whether it's in weights, sprints. All across the board, we just keep working, and I have athlete development at Warsaw High School that I go to, and so I send him my thing every day, and he changes what we do in here to adapt to what we do there. High school volleyball, when you can go up to 5 sets, being able to outwork everybody and still being able to put in that 100% was huge for me. PSM performance definitely helped me mentally. I know I can beat out people. I know I can work for what I have, and I know I can even go to the next level on the court. Looking at college, I can put on it. I'm training at a college level. I mean, I come in here and I watch college athletes train. You have hockey players, soccer. You look around and you see every type you can. Just being able to see that level, and I know that I can reach that level as well. You got to work to be the best, and that was just what I wanted to do. I knew that from a young age. I wanted to put in the work.
The athletes has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really
Luers up 21-20 at halftime over Concordia. 2 SAC teams trying to get their first win of the 2023 calendar year. Concordia playing their first game of the calendar year. Luers playing their second. And the Knights, with their transition offense, have come from behind to take the lead, and they'll look to knock off Concordia. They're trying to be the first team to come here to the cage this year and defeat Concordia. Cadets have only played 2 home games against Carroll and New Haven. The Carroll game came down to the wire. Concordia winning that one on Avery Cook's 3 free throws. And New Haven made some runs when they came here to the cage, but the Cadets held them off in the end. I mentioned Avery Cook. He's got 2 fouls. He's one of a couple of Cadets not necessarily in foul trouble. You'd call it foul trouble when you get those 2 fouls in the first quarter, but likely he'll be back in the game in the second half at some point, and Joe Tapp also had 2 fouls. He's a leading 3-point shooter on this team, and would not be surprised if he ends up back in the game pretty quickly. Concordia currently tied for first in the Summit Athletic Conference with 3 other teams, Homestead, Wayne, and Northside. Luers 1-1 in conference play. They'll be even with Concordia in conference record if they're able to win this game. We're back in 30 seconds on SummitCitySports.com.
This has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really –
for supporting Concordia and providing our athletic trainer, who is here for all home athletic events.
We just heard the name Allie Dorfler mentioned. She's the athletic trainer at Concordia, and if I'm not mistaken, she is the wife of Leo head football coach Jason Dorfler. Jason Dorfler, a former head coach at Northrop and a former Concordia student. He was a quarterback here at Concordia, and it's possible he played a little basketball. Speaking of Leo, that's where I'll be tomorrow night as the Lions take on the top team in the Northeast State Conference, the Norwell Knights. Got 2 very well-coached teams taking the floor in that one. Michael McBride, the head coach for Leo, and Kerry Cogdell, the head coach. Cogdell's the head coach for Leo. Mike McBride's the head coach for Norwell. His son Luke plays on the team there. Here's Avery Cook, the kick out to Washington. At Concordia, they've been getting into their half-court sets before they take a shot. A lot of good ball movement by the Cadets, so give them credit for that. Here's Washington. The dish out to Cook. Tapp has not made a 3 yet in this game. He'll go inside. That was blocked, partially blocked by Thompson. Partial was just enough, and Luers comes the other way. But Concordia able to get back on defense. Zay has it blocked. Hayworth's going to be called for the foul. Hayward thought it was clean, but turns out it was not. And Isaac Zay will go to the free throw line. And Zay's able to add to Luers' lead. And that one almost curled in. Washington saved it off of Jackson. That free throw by Zay, though, puts him at 7 points for the game. Tapp has it knocked away and stolen. Cadell Wallace, they're going to say he dribbled on the line. Wallace had a transition basket waiting to happen. So close. That's worth another look on our Traction AP replay. We'll give it to you right here. Trying to make this quick. Yeah, there's Wallace. Well, he might have stepped out, but I tell you what, I'm not so sure. Avery Cook's been held scoreless so far in this game. That's a 3 by Washington and a long one, and it climbs over the backboard. It was about the 2-minute mark of the second quarter since Concordia last scored a bucket. Do have an update. Wayne's leading 40-32 over Northside. That game's at halftime. Another SAC matchup going on tonight. Wayne's having a great season under head coach Byron Pickens. Only won 4 games last year, but right now they're tied for the lead in the SAC with 3 other teams, including these Concordia Cadets. But Concordia is in a battle royale with the Knights of Bishop Luers. Swatted away by Hayworth. Luers keeps the ball. Thompson off the inbound. Washington staying with him. Zay. And they're going to get Cook, I think, and that's exactly who it's on. Avery Cook called for his third foul of the game. Phil Brockman's going to dig into his bench. He'll get Grant Hayworth into the game. Add a little bit of size to Concordia's roster. Wallace brings it back outside as Tapp picks him up. Isaac Zay thought he had space, lost his footing, still found Jackson, and Jackson couldn't finish. Washington, the dish outside. Hayworth will let it fly. No. Hayworth hit a three early in the game, and Concordia has not been able to hit from downtown since. There goes Isaac Zay, and he scores in transition. At long last, we have the first made field goal of the second half. Zay with 9 points. Washington trying to find Hayworth, and Hayworth couldn't save it. Luers with a 4-point lead, looking to build on that. It's a dogfight between Snyder and Northrop. Panthers lead that one 28-27. I believe that is over at David E. Riley Court on Northrop's campus. Kelly gives it up. Wallace, a low-scoring night for him, but he drives and into the hands of Washington. Washington looking to attack. Now gets it outside to Speckard. And Speckard will direct traffic. Concordia still has not yet scored here in the second half. Hayworth on the attack. Spins around, short. Zay down the floor, gets around Hayworth, and a foul. Looks like it's going to be on Grant Hayworth. It appeared to be in the act of shooting as well, and it is on Grant Hayworth. That's his first. Had 3 fouls this half, all of them against Concordia, as Isaac Zay goes to the line to shoot 2. Able to knock down the first one. Luers has held Concordia scoreless here in the third quarter. Cameron Mitchell into the game for Luers. He takes the place of Danny Kelly. Two for two goes Zay, and I believe that's the first time that Luers has had someone go 2 for 2 at the line in this game. DeMarcus Barr into the game for the Knights. Concordia trying to break a long scoring drought. You know Wallace had it in his mind. He was waiting for a chance to scoop up that ball and take it the other way. But Washington made sure he didn't get that chance. Tapp from the corner. No. Another 3 comes up short. And Luers with a chance to add to their lead again. Thompson rises up. Missed it. Tap back out to Mitchell. Second chance for the Knights. Wallace short arms the 3, but he gets his own rebound. Swings it across court to Thompson. Well, Luers not quite as reliant on the transition game here in the second half, and that hasn't bothered him. Out of bounds off of Wallace. Concordia gets it back, 3:43 to go. Luers looking to go to 2-1 in conference play, and Phil Brockman calls a timeout. His cadets have been held scoreless for, I believe, 6 minutes, and while they take a timeout, we will also take one right here on SummitCitySports.com.
Concordia sports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
26-20, Luers has outscored Concordia 5-0 here in the second half. Concordia has yet to score since, I believe, the 2-minute mark in the second quarter. Had some opportunities, but haven't been able to cash in. Cole Hayworth comes out to get the ball. Tap. Has yet to make a 3 in this game. That's off of Luers. They're going to say off Mitchell. 3:29 to go in this third quarter. Long inbound. Washington's got it. Washington pulls up. Short. Tapped out by Joe Tappan into the backcourt. They're going to say that that's not over and back. And Joe Tapp comes up short. Another missed shot. Hayworth fighting for it, and he gets fouled. That was a shock. That looked like over and back, unless somebody on Luers touched the ball. But either way, it's going to be Concordia basketball. Nick Thompson commits the foul. Speckard with the inbound, has it tipped. Hayworth recovers. Little slip pass, and Grant Hayworth, at long last, gets Concordia on the board in the second half. The Luers fans will likely call that a controversial bucket because it did not look like anybody for Luers touched the ball on the way to the backcourt. But Damian Jackson able to get the bucket for Luers. Knights have the answer. Washington double teamed, but he gets it to Hayworth. Cole Hayworth on the drive, fouled on the way up, and Hayworth will go to the line. Danny Kelly will come into the game for Luers, and Kalen Williams-Thomas set to check in for Concordia. We got 2 minutes and 28 seconds to go in this third quarter. It was Thompson's second foul. Second foul in a span of a minute. He hadn't committed a single foul in the first 2 quarters. He's committed 2 so far here in the third. That is how it goes sometimes. That's Cole Hayworth with a much-needed free throw.
Substitution for Luers, number 3, Danny Kelly, and for Concordia, number 3.
Cole Hayworth has the only 3 of this game for Concordia. They haven't knocked one down since then. That was early in the ball game. 2 for 2. Isaac Zay back down the floor for Luers. Kelly guarded by Speckard. And I think they're going to get a foul on Speckard. That's his first. It's not in the act of shooting, but it was the 4th team foul this half against Concordia. Wallace looking to find the inbound. He does. That's Zay through traffic, and another foul. Cole Hayworth called for that one, and that's Hayworth's second foul. Comes with 2:09 in the game, and a sub comes in for Luers. That's Wesley Javins. Long inbound, and Kelly comes down with it. Zips it inside. Javins fouled on the shot by Hayworth. That's Grant Hayworth who's called for the foul that time, and Wesley Javins will go to the line. 6 team fouls on Concordia. Well, it looks like Luers has found something at the free throw line. They were struggling from that spot earlier in the game. And just as I say that, Javen's second one rims out. Speckard, the drive, fouled on the way to the basket. That's on Wesley Javens, who was just at the line for Luers. He commits his second foul, and now David Speckard is at the line. He's shooting it over 30% from beyond the arc this year, but doesn't have a made three in this game. But right now he's not worried about that. He takes care of job one. Just one made field goal this half for Concordia. But they made it a three-point game with those free throws by Speckard. Less than 2 minutes to play. Here's Wallace. Tap guarding him. He'll get it over to Isaac Zay. Mitchell, the shot fake. Had it blocked by Williams-Thomas, but got it back. Zay down the baseline. He stepped out. There was very little space down there, and the Knights turn it over. Looked like they were setting up a press. Instead, they're going to go into the man-to-man, it looks like. Williams-Thomas brings it outside. He looks to drive. The floater, yes! Kalen Williams-Thomas, the sophomore with the soft touch. And he's gotten it to a one-point game. Williams, the dish back to Kelly. Wallace wants the three, tap staying with him. Luers can hold for the final shot of the quarter. They don't have to shoot here. Contested shot, and they're going to get a foul on Hayworth.
Concordia foul, number 32, Hayworth.
41.1 left here in this third quarter, and crucial free throws coming up for Cadell Wallace. Alan Termolin's going to come in off the bench as Wallace is able to hit his first free throw. Long rest late this half for Johnny Washington. He is standing up there on the bench. Wallace goes 2 for 2. His only points this game have come from the free throw line. And now Concordia can hold for the final shot of the third quarter. Hayworth driving. Had it stripped. Battles for the ball. That's a jump ball. And the possession arrow gives it to Luers. 28.8 seconds to go. Danny Kelly looked like he was about to go in on the stoppage. And now he will, as will Cam Mitchell. Check that DeMarcus Barr into the game. And again, Luers can hold for the final shot of this quarter. Any basket except a free throw makes it a two-possession game. Very close to the timeline was Zay. Of course, Luers fans will probably remember that Concordia seemed to get away with an over and back earlier this quarter. And Luers is going to hold for the final shot. Wallace, the floater in the paint, banks it in. Cadell Wallace, and that ends the third quarter. Wallace's first field goal of the game. Luers trying to go to 2-1 in what has been hostile territory this year for the 6-2 Cadets. Back for the fourth quarter after this on SummitCitySports.com.
SummitCitySports looked a lot different back in 1952 when Jim Kelly opened his first dealership in Fort Wayne. 70 years later, that original dealership has grown into the Kelly Automotive Group with 14 brands in 3 locations, including our new Fort Wayne Auto Mall and Kelly Chevrolet on Lima Road. Fort Wayne continues to support our local teams and businesses. Thank you for 70 years. We could have never done it without you. Visit us today at drivekelly.com.
We begin the fourth quarter here at the Cage. Luers trying to become the first team to come into the Cage this season and walk out with a win. Now, they're only the third team that Concordia has hosted on the new and improved and recently named Eugene Parker Court. Bad pass, it's out of bounds. Washington was looking for Speckard, and miscommunication led to the turnover. Cadell Wallace across the timeline. Jackson able to get it off to Wallace. Avery Cook about to check in. He's got 3 fouls as Zay gets around the screen. Back out to Thompson. Wallace had that runner to end the third quarter moments ago. Thompson using as much time as he can. We're only a minute into the fourth quarter here. Now Thompson will attack and draws the foul. Looked like it was on the shot. It doesn't matter, though, because it's going to be free throws either way. It's the 7th team foul on Concordia. Make that the 8th team foul. They're going to say it was not on the shot, so this will be 1-1 for Nick Thompson. Cole Hayworth called for the foul, and it's his 3rd. Foul starting to pile up for Concordia. Luers has not been afraid to attack the paint. The free throw comes up short. That was a problem for Luers earlier in this game, was missed free throws. Williams-Thomas rises up and hits the jumper. Kalen Williams-Thomas with another big shot for Concordia. And once again, it's a 1-score game. He made it a 1-point game late in the third quarter. Cook trying to harass Wallace. And the trend continues of Avery Cook guarding great ball players, but Wallace is now wide open. Air ball on the 3, and then Williams-Thomas was fouled by Zay on the rebound attempt. That's only the 4th team foul this half on Luers. For Zay, it's his 2nd. Another update, Northrop leading Snyder 46-44. They've finished 3 quarters. They could be coming down to the wire, and we could be coming down to the wire. Washington looking to attack. Good job defensively by Nick Thompson. And Washington able to find Cole Hayworth. Cook back out to Washington. Washington on the drive. Fall away jumper, no. Battle for the rebound, Concordia ball. Off of Damian Jackson, they say. Termolin was going for it, reaching for it. And in the end, it's Luers' ball. They go into Termolin. And that's ripped away by Wallace. He jumped the lane and took it away and scores on the other end. Cadell Wallace. Concordia trying to close the gap. And a long possession ends in no points. And a short possession for Luers that does lead to points. And that's worth another look on our Traction AP replay. Right after the Allen, Wallace just jumped right in to the passing lane and took it all the way. Cadell Wallace did not have a made shot from the field until the third quarter. He's now got 2 made field goals, and he's getting it done when it matters most. .5:39 to go. Luers up by 5. These two teams once were in the same sectional. They're now in different classes. Concordia in 3A, Luers in 2A. Williams-Thomas connects again. Williams-Thomas trying to will Concordia back into this game. They're down 3. Long pass over to Danny Kelly. Zay drives, pulls up, left it short. Washington had the rebound. We're going to say out of bounds. Well, he might have been fouled, but none was called. David Speckard on the rebound, or David Speckard into the game, rather. There's Williams-Thomas, able to find Cook. Looked at first like he was looking for Washington. Traveling the call. Concordia turns it over.
Substitution for Bishop Luers, number 23, DeMarcus Barr.
DeMarcus Barr will check into the game for Luers. Full court pressure by Concordia. Luers beats the press. Fake pass there. They get it over to Wallace. Wallace down the baseline. Able to find Kelly. Contested 3, and he buries it. Danny Kelly. Loose ball. Out of bounds before Hayworth could save it. The momentum in Luers' favor right now. Danny Kelly with a big-time 3. Wallace able to get across the timeline. Kelly again, hits it again. Nine-point lead for Luers. They're looking for a huge win on the road. David Speckard finally hits a 3 for Concordia. They hadn't had a 3 since early in the first quarter when Cole Hayworth knocked one down. And for Speckard, that's his first 3 of the game. Concordia will take a 30-second timeout. But Danny Kelly with a pair of huge free throws for the Knights just moments ago, and see if we can't show them both to you on our Traction AP replay. Danny Kelly open on that baseline. Good job by Cadell Wallace finding him in the corner. That was his first 3, and second one came on a transition opportunity. Wallace breaks the press, and then Kelly, almost the exact same spot, able to knock one down. David Speckard did hit a 3 moments ago, though, and now Luers will look to hold off the Cadets here at the cage. Wallace gets it across the timeline. Thompson able to find Isaac Zay. Zay, the dish to Jackson. Jackson too strong. Speckard has the rebound. Washington down the floor. Drives inside. We had a whistle and a foul. Washington is going to the free throw line. I think they got Cadell Wallace for the foul. And they did.
Number
Johnny Washington has been quiet from a scoring perspective here in the second half, but he's able to hit a huge free throw. We got a 5-point ball game. Two for two goes to Johnny Washington. Give him 7 points as the Knights trying to close it out. The Cadets have scored the last 5. Thompson guarded by Washington. Tap comes out with some help side defense. They get it out to Wallace. They try to help take some time off the clock. Wallace, the drive. Loses the ball and a foul on Speckard. 9th team foul on Concordia. It'll be 1-1 for Cadell Wallace. That's Speckard's 2nd foul of the game. Apparently they're saying it was on the shot, so 2 free throws for Wallace. That doesn't matter. He made the first one. He goes 2 for 2. It's a 6-point game all over again. 9 points for Wallace. And he's been getting it done from the free throw line. Washington going to let it fly from 3. Too strong. Tap back out. Tap's got it. He finds Kalen Williams-Thomas. Williams-Thomas on the attack. Had it blocked. And that's going to be a foul on Washington. Well, Johnny Washington has been trying as hard as he can to knock down a 3-ball tonight. He hasn't been able to. He's been close. That's only his first foul of this game, but these free throws could be huge for Luers. It's the 10th team foul on Concordia. Huge free throw by Isaac Zay, and another one coming. He missed the second one, and over the back goes Damian Jackson. Jackson, I thought he was going to plead his case for a moment there. Instead, just a little conversation with Seth Coughing. Washington across the timeline. Spins around, the floater, got it. Washington, a much-needed made field goal. His first of the second half. There's some exchanges going on between the respective student sections. The Luers student section said overrated before that bucket by Washington, after which the Concordia student section said you can't guard him. Just kept alive by Thompson, and then a foul. That's on Washington. It's his second, and more free throws coming for Luers.
Concordia foul, number 12, Washington. For Bishop Luers, number 2, Nick Thompson to the free throw line. 2 shots.
A minute 56 left to play. As Nick Thompson is able to connect on his first free throw. A timeout taken by Luers. If that is their first timeout used in this game, while they use one, we'll take a timeout as well on SummitCitySports.com.
This has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.
Dealing with joint pains, sprains, strains, or back pain? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, Ortho Express has specialized orthopedic physicians on staff when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Friday 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s.
Nick Thompson has one more free throw. He just hit his first one to make it a 6-point game. Second one is good. And again, Luers adds to their lead. Fouls hurting Concordia here in the second half. But Ajani Washington gets to the basket. Washington will finish in double figures tonight. He's got 11 for the game. Jackson, they get it outside to Zay. Luers doesn't even need to shoot here. They're up 5. And there's no shot clock. So with 1:20 to go, Luers can hold the entirety of the clock. Out to Zay. Wallace the drive, zips it into Jackson. Jackson puts it up, comes up short on the shot. Concordia's got the ball. Here comes Washington. Washington has it ripped out. Nick Thompson creates the turnover. Fouls and turnovers hurting Concordia in this second half. Wallace across the timeline. And I'm not sure why Washington's still on the ground. Washington's upset about something. Nick Thompson trying to help him up. Instead, Hayworth's going to get him up. David Speckard called for the foul, his third, 43.1 seconds. Wallace able to connect on the free throw. Luers was struggling from the line early, but in the second half, they have been knocking him down from the charity stripe. Joe Tapp on the drive into the paint. Off the glass and good. And now Phil Brockman will call a timeout.
Timeout, Concordia.
5-point game as Luers looks to close it out and get to 2-1 in conference play this season, trying to snap a 5-game losing streak. Luers will have a week off before they play their next game. They'll host Carroll at home. Concordia will go on the road tomorrow to take on Blackhawk Christian. Well, Bishop Luers has played a very good game today. Early on, they were using a lot of transition offense and used some of it in the second half, but didn't rely on it as much. And we're used to seeing Luers play the transition game extremely well and beat teams down the floor, and we saw that in the first half. In the second half, a little more of the half-court game, and defensively they were able to force Concordia into difficult shots. And even though Luers was not using the transition game as much, they were using dribble penetration. And were able to force Concordia to foul in the second half, and Luers is going to be in the double bonus the rest of the way. 37.3 left to go as Zay looks to put the ball in play for Luers. Loose ball, Wallace throws it off a tap, but it hit Wallace on the way out, and it's Concordia ball. Wallace was out of bounds when the ball hit him. That was a smart play gone wrong. 34.8 to go. Washington the lob to Hayworth. Washington gets it off, hits a three! Oh my goodness! 30.6 to play, and we got a 2-point game. It is not over yet. Phil Brockman calls a timeout. I believe he's got one more remaining. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because with a 2-point game and 30.6 seconds to go, Luers could run the clock down. I would not be surprised if Concordia presses, but if they do, they're going to have to get back in case Luers beats the press, and then they're going to have to foul and put Luers at the line. Now remember, a foul would put Luers at the line for double bonus. For Johnny Washington, that's his it's his first 3 of the game. He's been trying to get him to fall, but to no avail, and he finally gets one to go late in the fourth quarter. 30.6 seconds left. Concordia will have the press on as Isaac Zay gets set to inbound. Zay finds Thompson. Thompson knows he's got to go. And there's the foul. Well, Washington fouled him before he got the ball across the timeline. Well, Washington knew he wasn't going to have a whole lot of time, so he fouled him right away. And now Thompson with some critical free throws coming up. Won't necessarily put the game away, but it will keep the pressure on Concordia if Thompson makes both of these. But he missed the first one. Damian Jackson into the game for Luers. We've got 25.5 seconds to play here at the cage. A fun finish coming your way here in Concordia. Second one rims out. Washington the board. Does Concordia play for the tie? Do they play for the final shot? Do they go quick? Washington lost it. Tap recovered. Fell out of bounds. Luers ball. Washington with a hug for the ref. And with 14.8 seconds, Luers calls a timeout. Washington went for the quick attack. You really didn't need to do that. 2-point game, you can hold for the final shot. But Washington goes for the quick attack. And it's going to be Luers' ball, and now Concordia again is going to be forced to foul. Sure, you could go for the steal, but if you don't get it, after a few seconds, you're going to have to foul, because even if you force Luers into a 10-second violation, you're only going to have 4.8 seconds on the clock. Concordia trying to avoid being beaten on their home court for the first time this season, but Luers is going to have the ball up by 2. And Isaac Zay is going to be the one who puts it in for the Knights. Zay finds Wallace. Wallace in a crowd, threw it off the foot of Williams-Thomas, and it's out of bounds. Now there's 12.4 seconds. Concordia wanted the steal, might have been trying to force the 10-second violation. Wallace makes the catch, and there's the foul by Washington. He thought he had the takeaway, but it's going to be free throws for Luers, and I believe it's Cadell Wallace going to the line. That's Washington's fourth. Cadell Wallace at the line again with 10.7 seconds. Cage getting loud. Oh, Wallace just got it. Shooter's roll for Cadell Wallace. Won't seal the victory if he hits this one. He didn't hit it. Tap pokes it out. Ball still loose. It's going to be off a tap. Or is it? The officials haven't made the call yet. I thought it went out off of tap. Jump ball, Luers ball with 6.7 seconds. Apologize there. I was just trying to get a look at the officials, see what they might call, and I think Luers just called a timeout. They did. It was a 7-point game with less than a minute to play, and things have gotten chippy here at the cage. Well, while we have a moment, we're going to go ahead and get a look at our last replay. Our replays, as always, brought to you by Traction Athletic Performance. See, Tap pokes it to the sideline, and, well, you won't see there who it goes off of, but watching it live, it sure looked like, or at least from what I saw, it sure looked like the ball went out off of Joe Tap. So they call it a jump ball, and Luers gets the possession. Now a quick catch and probably run out the clock. Luers, they could actually inbound it on the other side of the timeline. Won't even have to cross the timeline. Into the backcourt, Tap, back to Washington for the lead. No good, dunked down, and we're tied. 2.2 to go. Are you kidding me? Cole Hayworth. I beg your pardon, we're not tied. It's a 1-point game. Washington wanted the tie. My goodness, this is getting weird. 49-48. It's Concordia who calls the timeout after the made dunk, and Cole Hayworth really had only one chance. We'll get another look at this replay. Again, it was 49-46, so 49-48. Got caught up in the moment there. Joe Tap looked like he was contacted. Washington almost tied it. Instead, Hayworth dunks it down to get it to 1 point. They'll put 0.2 seconds back on the clock. 2.4 showing on the clock right now as Concordia is trying desperately to get a stop. Luers trying to hold on for dear life. A furious rally by Concordia. We've already had some adventurous moments here in the cage. We had it when Carroll was here. Concordia winning on a late foul against the Chargers. Put Avery Cook at the line for 3 free throws. Washington will guard the inbound. Isaac Zay to put it in for Luers. Zay, got to get it in to somebody. He just does, and now Wallace can run out the clock, and Luers will win the game. Contested inbound, but Luers is your winner tonight here at the cage. They become the first team to come to Concordia and come out with a win. And they snap a 5-game losing streak in the process. Luers goes to 5-7 on the season. Concordia falls to 6-3. Well, our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game is going to be the guy who was knocking down clutch free throws to close out the game time and time again, Cadell Wallace, and he's the guy who ran out the clock on the last possession. Cadell Wallace, the Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game for tonight. And with that, we're going to show you the most recent replay from Cadell's night. This was a well-contested inbound. We'll get another look at it here. A little touch pass. I think that was Mitchell who got it to Wallace, and the Luers fans who have made the way over from South Fort Wayne show their pleasure with how this one ends. Bishop Luers knocks off Concordia 49-48 here at the cage. And that's going to do it from here at the cage. For my cameraman, Carson Watkins, this is Thad Goff saying so long. You have been watching high school basketball on SummitCitySports.com.
Yankees has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, I mean, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, I mean, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really cool.